you were known as the guy that stood up for his teammates for forever. How are your hands today? Do they suffer, I guess, arthritis?
Yeah, they do. Like rainy days, it's the arthritis kicks in and stuff. But my left hand, I Valentine's Day, I fought Gazdic and I broke my thumb right before the trade deadline. And anyway, it was a heck of a fight, and we were up 6-1 or something like that. And sort of Brian's like, oh, don't fight. And anyway, I go out and I fight, and anyway, it's but I got a plate and 10 screws in my thumb, so that's gets a little like cold weather. It's gets stiff. But when they did my X-ray of my left hand, I had 5 fractures in my left hand I never knew I had, and I'm a righty, so I just imagine what my right's like.
Wow. Who is the one guy you didn't want to fight, but you had to or did? Was it Chara?
No, not at all. Like for me, I always did what I had to do for the team, and I think if we needed a spark, I always go. I think I got so much respect for all those guys and what they do and what they bring. It's the toughest job in hockey because you can't take a night off. If you are, you're looking up at the rafters, and for me, it didn't happen that often. And anyway, I just show up and be ready to go and give them everything they want. But with my size, like, I wasn't the biggest guy out there, but, so I could dabble with middleweights, and, I had guys that would always come up to me in that part. And then, I could always hold my own with the heavyweights. And, that just kind of made me a unique player, and, it helped me play for as long as I did.
Nealer's being modest, though, because what people don't know is how hard he worked and how friggin' thick the guy was, right? So if you tangled with him, I still remember getting to Ottawa, and I think just for fun after one practice, you showed me a couple things you obviously wouldn't remember, but just hanging on with him and feeling him grab me and showing me jabs and stuff kind of gave you an idea how strong he was. So he's downplaying it a little bit. The guy was an animal when it came to actually wrestling with players on the ice.
Some guys would like to watch fights all the time and before games, and I wasn't one of those guys because I always found every fight's different. I still remember Sean Thornton. I probably had the most fights ever against him in my whole career between the minors and the NHL. But anyway, I still remember I came out and I switched up because he was a righty, and I ended up going lefts on him, and I could throw both, and it made a world of difference. So anyway, I'm like, oh, next time I come in, and I think I'm like, he's a righty. And then all of a sudden, he actually took some lessons in the summertime how to throw lefts, and I said, oh, here we go.
That's awesome.
So would you and him be buddies today? Have you ever had a chat with him?
Well, that was my last regular season fight was against Sean Thornton, and I actually broke my finger on him. So it was in Florida, and he jumped Mark Borwicky, and anyway, so I literally in Guy Boucher, the donkey, but anyway, he didn't put me out right away to take care of it, and anyway, so I waited, never played, and I finally got out to take care of it. And and they were up too. And, he was awesome about it. And he's like, I go, Forrest, we got to go. And he's like, I know. He goes, let's take it easy on each other or something like that. But we went at it. And so after the game, I go into the training room, my finger's all messed up. It's like went up that much, like it's still all mangled. And anyway, but I'm in Florida's dressing room, and they have the X-ray machine in there, and he's on one of the beds getting X-rayed, and I'm on the other bed getting X-rayed. He actually he got the trainer to go grab us 2 beers, so I'm having a beer with him after the game. So I'll never forget that. He's an awesome guy. So